Right, Black Science TV 111, Osei Kufuor. I am back at y'all again. A lot of people hit me up telling me to speak on behalf of polygamy. Polygamy, do I think it's essential? I think it is very essential, being that it is one of the functions to life. When I say one of the functions to life, I'm talking about it is the balance of the negative and the positive. Now, I'm going to go into the relationship-wise because when we seem to think about polygamy, the first thing we think about is sex. It has nothing to do with sex. It has a lot to do with balancing the scales of Maya, balancing the scales of morality. To do what? Assist one side of the scale from going down and assist the other side of the scale from staying up top too long. Now, polygamy is very spiritual and it is very essential to black people because when you look at it, or when you study in the body, for an example, you have cells that reproduce and you have cells that don't reproduce. And the cells that reproduce are female-like cells. Why? Because the female's duty is to do what? To reproduce. She is the garden for all civilization. She is the teacher for all civilization. So, the cells in the body that do not reproduce act as the male figure. But they stay afloat by way of those female cells, which is the melanocytes. The melanocytes are female cells because they reproduce. You can't kill melanocyte. Now, just like in a relationship, sometimes a man has a mentality of doing things that is not in the jurisdiction of his morality. So therefore, he needs balance on the feminine aspect. Because too much masculine energy, I'm not talking about masculine activities, I'm talking about masculine energy. Energy is spiritual, remember. That right there could put you in the jurisdiction of having too much of the negative parts or seeing too much of your negative self. So therefore, we do need to have it. Now, when it comes to numbers of polygamy in a relationship, and this is what you all are talking about, as long as you don't have an agenda within the platform of this polygamous relationship, I think it's well. And I think it'll actually help us in society today. Because when you look at the single black woman in society, the population and percentages of the single black woman is at an all-time high. Now, a lot of the black brothers are locked up in jails or in prison. So therefore, the brothers who do have their head on straight without an agenda, and I ain't talking about polygamy within a religious system, because you have religious systems that practice polygamy, and 9 times out of 10, they practice it because they have such low self-esteem. Why do I know that they have such low self-esteem? Because they're using a religion. They are practicing polygamy under a religion that was set up by another man. So therefore, that right there always, that shatters that. Polygamy under religion is no good. Polygamy under moral and spirituality is good. Why? Because it's common. You're going to use your common sense. You're not going by a book. So if I get a religious book that say that the woman got to stand in the back, if I get 3 women, they have to stay in the back, then guess what? I'm under that foundation of polygamy and in a relationship, not only with those women, but I'm in a relationship with the man who created that polygamous system within that religion, right? So therefore, you are not yourself. But again, I think that as long as it's not under a mechanism of many agendas, because men get it and they like to feel good about it. But if you have good intentions as far as self-preservation, then that polygamous relationship can go far. It can help all parties within that circle to go far. Again, we all need a balance. And if you look at the energy of the man today, his balance is off because he's messed up in society. So therefore, the ones who do have a head without an agenda under an imperialistic jurisdiction of religion, those brothers, for the ones who do see polygamy as something spiritual, then that's fine. I'm not going to shoot down nobody's systems of how their thought pattern pertaining to polygamy. I think it's a good thing. A lot of people going to be asking me now, are you looking for another? No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about to the point where if you need balance, I have balance. You get what I'm saying? My queen balances me. I feel completed. Some people don't feel completed. You get what I'm saying? So if you are in a polygamous relationship, again, under an agenda, it's not good. Now, polygamy comes in all many forms, though. when you study in the body, your cells is committing a polygamous act because they run with many. You have many cells that don't reproduce running with many cells that produce. Again, one is female, one is male, right? But they are polygamous. They have a relation of polygamy. And as the female cells, the more female cells run with the ones that don't produce, it helps that cell to live longer. But whatever negative or genetically modified substance that enter into that body, it is the female cells that counteracts that genetically modified substance. So again, I hope I answered y'all questions. If y'all have any more questions, just inbox me. It's Osei Kufuor, Black Science TV 111. I'm out. Peace.